My name is Zach Robinson, and I am doing this video for the video submission of my Disposition self-assessment survey. I've just completed that survey, and it was kind of eye-opening. A few things I learned about myself as I'm going in for my first year of teaching. This video is going to cover a few things. It's going to cover what dispositions do I possess personally that I think will make me a successful teacher. What dispositions do I need to work on? And then also, it answers the question of what I feel a professional educator looks like and how they should behave, kind of the standards that guide their actions and thinking. So to answer the first questions, what dispositions do I possess personally that will make me a successful teacher? After taking the survey, I think that educators should believe that all students can learn and should set and support realistic expectations for your student success. This is very important, knowing your students personally and being able to set realistic expectations. If you don't set realistic expectations, you're setting them up to fail. As a volleyball coach, I've learned this the hard way. I always see my players as old versions of me, and I expect a lot more than I should. Especially it depends on their age and their talent and understanding of the game. And so I feel like I've learned that through coaching, and I'm definitely going to be able to apply it into a teaching aspect. Another disposition that I feel is important and that I do possess is the ability for educators to promote and support curiosity and encourage active inquiry. In college, I talked a lot about in my discussion post one of the teachers that had a big influence on my life, and he explained to me that it is very important to question everything. It doesn't matter who's it coming from or what they're talking about. You should always ask soul-searching questions and also just questions that better your understanding and never make assumptions, right? Each question, even 2 plus 2, you're assuming that the value of 2 is 2, which for the most case it is, right? But each question, if you assume something, you could be making a mistake. So it's always important to assume or establish your assumptions and ask those questions to teachers. The last thing I feel like I like to discuss is that educators should be committed to a profession of teaching and learning. If I'm not committed to this, then I don't understand why I'd be in this course in the first place. I feel like that's something that I know for a fact that I want to be. I want to be an educator. I want to be a coach. I want to be able to help people learn and progress in their specific subject, and that mine would be business. I have a passion about business. I received my 4-year degree up in Montana for marketing, and I find it's very plausible today to hold a marketing degree or a business degree in general, be able to use it and help businesses grow and establish your own business. And so I feel like I need to be committed, and I feel like I am committed to helping students learn what business can do for them. Okay. The next thing I want to go over is things that I need to work on before I start teaching. I feel like I need to work on demonstrating professional friendliness, warmth, and genuine caring in their relationship or in my relationships with others, while providing intellectual, emotional, and spiritual support. I feel like I can do this, but at the same time, I just need to be more consistent with it. I need to be able to do it on a daily basis rather than get up, depending on how I feel, that's how I'm going to act that day. I feel like I need to commit myself to trying to be 100% when it comes to demonstrating that professional friendliness, be happy with my career. And I feel like that's going to come with time and practice. I know if I practice, I'm going to be able to do that myself. And then educators should recognize that reflection combined with experience lead to growth as a professional. I always have understood that there is always learning in this life. If you're not learning, you're staying stagnant. But at the same time, why is being stagnant so easy then? I feel like I find myself all the time setting goals, going hard and having the fire at the start of those goals, and then a couple months goes by and I'm back to where I was, kind of not really feeling it. Like, should I go to the gym today, kind of a thing, right? And I feel it's the same way with my career, right? I need to be able to find that fire every day by doing something different, right? I can't stand doing the same thing over and over every day. I want to be able to do something else. I want to be on my toes. Keep me on my toes. And the last part, what does a professional educator look like, and how should they behave, and what standards guide their teachings and thinking and actions? Um, I feel like an educator, you have to dress your part. If you're a physical education, or if you're in physical education, I doubt you're going to be going to work with a suit and tie on, right? You have to dress the part, and act the part as well, right? I know a lot of the times there's that fine line between being a friend and being a teacher. I know that because it's the same way with coaching. You can't always be the kid's friend. You have to be a coach first and a friend second. You have to be able to do your job and help them understand what you're trying to get them to do. Um, and so for me, being an educator, you have to understand what your purpose is. If you don't understand that purpose, whatever that purpose is, you're not going to succeed, right? And then the standards that guide their thinking and actions. So those standards, those are your personal standards. Whatever you've done, whatever you've raised to be, whatever you feel like those morals compass is, you have to stick to it. There is no gray area when it comes to teaching. You have to set and establish your expectations, your morals, and your standards right away, so there's no questions later on in your career. Overall, I feel like the biggest thing that teachers and a professional educator should do is help kids understand the why of education. I've put that in a few of my posts. Understanding the why is a huge part of what teachers have to do. If you don't get that into your students' heads, they're not going to be able to, they're not going to want to continue that education. They're not going to feel the desire to, right? Once you establish the why and that light bulb goes off, then they're going to be doing it for themselves, and it's going to be a lot more. They're going to progress a lot more than what you could do on your own. I'd like to thank everyone for watching and participating. I am thankful for this opportunity. I'm thankful that I'm going to become a teacher. I'm looking forward to it, and I love this activity. It helped me kind of open my eyes to what I need to work on personally and what I can, I guess, fine tune in the long run. So thank you, and I appreciate it.